A healthy mind in a healthy body. That's a common saying. I think it was Socrates or was Plato that said it. I should have read up before I started this video. Anyway, it's a I think it's a good principle. It is well known that your mental health is strongly connected to your body in many ways. It can be because of some physical ailment that will, of course, affect your mind, usually. Pain will affect your mind, usually. Just a general condition will affect your mind, usually. The variables at play are many. But yeah, one of the key aspects is, of course, just walking or exercising is stress reducing. It releases endorphins and so on. It makes you feel good. Exercise makes you feel good. Well, unless you hurt yourself some way, of course. There's no question about these things at all. But the leap from this to, I don't know, curing effects of mental health issues is way bigger. Let's state some simple facts to begin with. There's plenty of examples of famous athletes, and you might even know someone who were fit, really fit. I mean, I can think about, I don't know, two top Olympians that I've heard of that, they ended themselves. I'm using that phrasing to avoid angering the algorithms, but you know what I mean. Because of mental health issues, bad ones. And you don't get a lot fitter than being an Olympian. That's for sure. So the thing is that even if there's no question that mental health benefits from exercise and good healthy body in so many ways, there are other things at play as well. A lot of other things. And they won't fix anything. They are more of a stabilizer agent, maybe you can call it, or a symptomatic help. They can reduce pain. You know, if your mental health is connected to having pain in your body for some reason, training or doing stuff like that is often very good for that problem. Training correctly, of course. That goes without saying. You don't have to correct me on that. But if you know what you're doing when you're training, physical therapy is a key element of all physical ailments. It just is today in modern medicine. There's not a single example that I know of that doesn't involve physical therapy. So there is, without any doubt, a connection there, as I've said now. But there is no correlation between having a mental ailment and getting cured by doing physical therapy. So when I see these memes, these pictures, these motivational posters with people standing in the sun, or, you know, grounding is one of those offsprings of this, where you're outside in nature and so on. When I see those things and they make statements that this is the only medicine you need, well, then you know a person has stretched it too far. Because the simple thing about this quite complex thing that is mental health is that it's never black and white. It's never one thing fixes everything. It never is. It is a combination of things that triggers things. And if you throw in exercise into a person's mental health issues, you add this to this person's treatment, you are going to get beneficial results. Yes, but you're not going to cure the person. As most likely won't medicines either when it comes to mental health issues. They also are an effective instrument of dealing with symptoms. But symptoms aren't the actual condition. Well, that's maybe me simplifying things, but there's a lot of things going on in the background. In my case, having a condition that really isn't, it's not a single thing that just triggers it. It's various things that can trigger it, and my condition really is symptoms. In many ways, they are when I feel really, really bad or can't control my feelings, which is a symptom. Take away those things and I feel okay. I really do. It's probably there still in my body, hiding in many ways. Of course it is, in my mind that is, but it's not there's nothing problematic with it. It becomes hidden and irrelevant in my life. So, can exercise heal borderline? Nope. Can exercise make the symptoms go away? No, not that either, really. But it can make my symptoms feel easier. It's the general feeling of just feeling better from the exercise, the endorphins released, but also it's a distraction. It's a way for me to do something. So when I feel bad, I usually go on walks. I'm not sure it helps, but it doesn't seem to make things worse. Let's put it that way. And physical health in the background are more than one thing. It's my other potential problems that I can have as a middle-aged man that I have to consider. How would I, just knowing what could happen if I let myself go completely physically and become a blob sitting and dying home, that's not very encouraging at all. I also know how it feels when you are fitter. It boosts your confidence. It makes it easier to talk to other people, to feel confident in their presence. With other people, I especially mean, potential partners and so on. All those things are like a connected chain. That's the main thing it is. This is a healthy body is an important chain in a connection of things that feeds back on itself many times. It's not just, one thing leads to another. It's A leads to B, B leads to C, and C leads to A, and C leads to B. It jumps all the way back and forth. It's complicated. Remove one chain and the malleable and adaptable human body will find a way to deal with it, of course, but it becomes more problematic. That's for sure. So, while I might sometimes rant about people with oversimplified solutions to mental health issues, like doing exercise, like being out in nature and just, sunbathing and grounding yourself to the trees and so on. All these things are things that make people feel good. And you need that, especially with mental health issues, because you tend to be, a zero-sum game when you want to reach a point where one thing helps another and that helps that, and in the end you just end up with a thing that is you and that is making you feel better. We are, if you look at this in a scientific perspective, we are a creature built for moving about, built for physical activity, built for being outside. It is ridiculous when I hear people think that they are above all this and can just mentally go through everything. Yeah, some few unicorns out there might be able to do so, but most of us are a lot more simple in our existence. We are a product of millions of years of evolution, and that has been finely tuned for conditions that we have not transcended in any way. The gamer sitting down in his basement, never seeing the light of day, has not transcended the needs that his body has of being outside, moving about, lifting things, absorbing vitamin D's from the skin, the sun rays against your skin. That's not all. It's the, what's it called? The clock. I forgot the English word for it, but you know what I mean. The natural rhythm, the cyclical clock, circadian clock, I think is the name is. All those things are important. There's also studies that show that if you don't go outside and get sunlight, you will paradoxically increase the risk of developing cancers. We've all heard about the sun giving you cancers. Well, it's also the opposite. Don't get enough sun and you will also get cancer. So it's simple. Everything in moderation, of course. But you have to be outside. You have to do things outside. It is the natural state, the natural habitat for the primate that once roamed an African savanna millions of years ago. That is where we spent most of our life, and in forests and so on. A couple of thousands of years of civilization haven't changed anything on that part. We might think it has, but it hasn't. Our body is still adapted to needing these things. And if we don't provide it, we will start to decay. And when we start to decay physically, it's not going to take very long before we decay mentally. Wow, it's hot today. It's actually like, I'm sweating here. It's like 10 degrees centigrade or something like that. Crazy. Very nice, but I was not dressed for it. I am dressed in a thick winter coat. Oh, pheasants. There's plenty of pheasants here, and there goes another one. Come on, just go. Are you done? And there goes one running. Okay. Anyways, this was just me ranting about people with all kinds of strange ideas about exercise, from not think it is being necessary at all to, oh, for Christ's sake. They scared me. Oh, yeah. Ridiculous video. Anyways, you know my point. Just exercise a little bit. It won't help, it won't cure you, but it will help you, and it's necessary. That's a simple fact. Simple fact, biological fact. Anyways, it's the Borderline Man signing off.